Hello everyone, welcome to Math Q&A. This time we'll be touching on geometric sequences. Well, let's also define again what is a sequence. A sequence, let's specify and say a number sequence since we're talking about numbers. A number sequence is a sequence of numbers. It's actually a series of numbers. It's numbers that are actually following each other, and that following each other is actually based on a rule. So we have numbers that follow on each other, but the way they follow on each other is defined by something. In this instance, we're actually talking about a mathematical rule. Now, in the previous videos, we have talked about an arithmetic sequence where we say that the rule is linear. The rule is arithmetic. And by us saying that, we're just saying that for every previous number, we add a specific difference or a specific numbers for us to get the next sequence. So that is a very a basic of all like our sequences in mathematics. So now let's look at another interesting kind. It's called a geometric sequence. Well, now let's decode the name geometric. What does geometric mean? Geometric means quadratic. Quadratic is actually something in an equation which has a squared. If you have an x squared, we call that equation quadratic. If we have an n squared, we call that equation quadratic. Or there must be exponents in this. Well, that was just a side note. Let's continue. Now, let's take a small nice scenario and look at it. Let's look at COVID-19. Okay, let's say we have one person here and they are infected by COVID-19. And then they go infect other two people. And then those two people go infect other two people. And these two people go infect other two people. We can see that as this thing goes down, as this sequence goes down, there's a specific pattern. We'll talk about it. But we can see visually that there's a pattern that this thing is following. So, well, initially, how many people, if we ask a question, how many people are infected? Initially, we've got one person. Then we've got two people. Then we've got four people. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 people that are infected. Now, if we just want to know now, okay, fine, well, how many people, what is the term number if there's like 100 people who are infected? Well, or if we say that, how many interlinks are there, which are these lines? Which is, when I say interlinks, now I'm talking about the n. How many n's are there? And how many people have been infected? Or maybe this question can be asked this way if we're talking about like COVID-19. How many people have been infected because of this one person? Oh, so that's a very interesting question. And you'll answer this by using an equation. At this point, we're actually looking at this. Well, at this point, we had one person. He infected 2 people. These 2 infected other 2 people. It became 4. It became 8. So if we look at this sequence, we can see that 2 minus 1 is not... Oh, okay, well, let's say 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. And we can see that as we keep on going forward, these numbers are not the same. Let's rewrite this in a very nice way. Let's write this as a sequence, just like we actually have been doing in the previous videos. Well, n1 is 1. We've got 2. We've got 4. We've got 8. All the way to infinity. Now, if we subtract 2 from 1, we get a 1. 4 from 2, we get a 2. 8 from 4, we get a 4. All the way. Now, you do realize that, well, this is not a constant difference. So, it's not an arithmetic sequence. Let's look further into this in the next coming videos. Thank you.